Hey guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm back with my computer here, and today's topic is very interesting topic. Today we are going to learn about Linux commands. Okay, so we will learn all the basic commands which we need to use in Linux operating system or Linux environment. So if you have experience with Linux, then you will find this very easy for you, and you will learn some new commands or new tricks. So stay connected with me. And in our previous video, we actually installed VMware Workstation, and on that we installed our virtual operating system Ubuntu 20.04. So basically we created a virtual machine, and on that we installed Ubuntu 20.04 operating system, so which is a distro of Linux. So now it is our time to check it out and learn some new commands on it. So if you haven't watched my previous video where I installed this workstation, VMware Workstation and my Ubuntu Linux, then you can find the link in the I button now. And if you haven't accessed my Python programming playlist, it is a very interesting playlist as well. So if you haven't accessed it yet, then you can find the link in the description below. So with that said, let us open our VMware, and in here let us click on this full screen mode, and to hide this dock, you can say, simply click on here hide command bar, and this command bar will be hidden. Okay, so this is our Ubuntu desktop. This is how it looks. Now let us click here on files. Basically let us have a look at files. So in our Windows we have different drives for different type of data. In our Linux, our file system is totally different than our Windows computer. Basically in all Unix based operating systems, our file systems are different than Windows. So we don't have different drives like local disk C, local disk D, and instead of that we simply have this type of layout, this type of interface, where we have this home, which is our personal folder. In that we have these desktop documents, downloads, music, pictures, videos, all those files, and this trash is basically your recycle bin from Windows. And in here now, as you can see, this is our home folder basically. So if I will open this, you will see the same thing opens as well. So I'm currently in this, so let me close it, and if I will open this, the same thing will open, and if I will open this, then the same thing will open as well. So basically this is home, is the same directory where I am opening my files now. So basically that is this home. Okay, it is not another directory, or it is not another folder. And remember, in this video I am using the words like directory, which is synonym of folder, you can say, in Windows. So in Linux you can see directory, okay, or folder as well, because new folder option is here, but the actual word is directory. So directory is the actual word, and I am going to use it a lot in this video. So just remember that whenever I say directory, that means the folder exactly. So there is no problem at all. Now in our Linux we can learn a lot of commands are there basically, and we are going to learn some basics. So simply click here to show all the applications, to browse all the applications. Now here you can see the terminal option, or you can simply open your terminal with using Control Alt and T option. Okay, so you can choose any option you want. Now let us move on to our first command. Okay, so what we can do, first of all, we need to update our operating systems repositories. Okay, all the code base or all the packages of Ubuntu, we need to upgrade them. Okay, so for that we use sudo apt-get update. Okay, so this command will get all the updates which are not applied to your operating system from the server. Okay, so here I am asked for my password. Simply enter the password which you have entered during your installation. As you can see, I have already updated my system, so you will see a lot of text in here, and it will take a bit of time, and then it will basically fetch all the updates from the system, from the server basically. Now it is time to apply those updates. So simply run this command sudo apt-get upgrade. Okay, so this update is to get all the updates, and this upgrade is to apply those updates. Okay, So with that you will be asked that do you want to continue, simply say simply enter Y there and press enter. So you basically, it is asking for your permission that do you want to continue or not. So after that you will end up with this. So here I have this sudo apt get update, with which we have sudo apt get update, with which we have fetched all the updates, and sudo apt get upgrade, with which we have applied all those updates. Okay, so basically this is the difference between update and upgrade. Now you have seen that this sudo, what does sudo mean? This sudo is basically a notation, or you can say a command, which will make our operating system, or which will make the command as a root, which will run the command as a root. So if we won't enter this sudo, this command will be will run as a normal user. But whenever I use sudo, then I am basically running this command as a root, or as an administration, or as an administrator in your Windows. Okay, so with using this apt-get update, our command, this is our command basically, and with using this sudo we are running that command as a root. Similarly at here our apt-get upgrade is the command, and we are running this command as a root user. Okay, so for that we use this sudo. And let me just clear this terminal. So to clear our terminal, now here I have a lot of mess in here. So to clear this terminal, simply use this clear command and simply press enter. So now our terminal is cleared. So now our first command, let us move on to our first command. So our first command is pwd. So with this pwd, you can see my current working directory. So the path of my current working directory can be seen with using this pwd command. So I am currently working in this /home/Vedant. So this Vedant is not constant. You will see your username here. So here I have this my current working directory. So I am working in this directory right now. So that's how you can get the current working directory in your operating system basically. Now let us clear our terminal again. Now let us move on to our next command, which is cd. So this cd command is basically used to change our directories. But now how can I see that in which directory I want to go? What is the actual name of that directory? For that we use ls command. Okay, so this ls command is used to list all the directories and all the files in the current working directory. So this ls command lists all the current files and folders or directories in your current working directory. So if I will do pwd, you can see I am in /home/Vedant, and let me open this. As you can see, I am in this home. Okay, so this home basically is /home/Vedant. So I am in here, and as you can see, all those files are now listed. So you can see desktop, documents, downloads, and all those files in here. So all these files are exactly equal to these files. So basically, let me just close it. So if you click on these activities, you can see these two options, and I will close this one first. Okay, so here we get, with ls we get basically the listing of all the directories and all the files in your current working directory. Okay, so I am in Vedant, and in here we have these many directories. Okay, so now let us clear our terminal again. Now let us move on to our next command. First of all, we seen that ls gives us a listing. Now if I want to go into the desktop directory basically, or desktop folder, what I can do is I can simply use my cd command. Okay, and in this cd command I can provide the name like desktop. Okay, and if you don't like to typing that much, then you can simply write this des and simply, or de, or simply d, and you can press tab to check all those options. So you can say desktop, you can see these options, and you can simply press enter, and then you will automatically go into the desktop folder. And as you can see here, we have this desktop file name here, or folder name here. So now it says we are moved into this desktop. Now if I will check this pwd, you can simply see that I am now in home / my username, and I am in my desktop folder or desktop directory. So I am basically in my home/vedant/desktop directory. This is now my current working directory, and I have changed my directory with using this command. Okay, so cd is simply stands for change directory, and this desktop stands for the location. So basically you can choose any folder in your directory. Okay, basically. So now I am in here, I am in my desktop. Now let us create a directory. Okay, so far we have learned how we can change our directories, how we can get the actual path of our working directory. Then we learned how to update and how to upgrade our Ubuntu operating system repositories. Now let us learn that how we can create a directory. So to create a directory, we will use a command mkdir. This stands for make directory. Okay, and you can give it a name. So if I want to create let's say a directory with name of, let's say, my or commands. Okay, my commands. So I can create this my commands directory, and as you can see here, my commands name directory has been created. And similarly I can create a lot of directories like this. So I can use this mkdir command, and I can create directories like Linux. Then I can create directory like terminal of Linux, and I can simply press enter, and you can see these two directories are created similarly. Now if I want to remove any directory, if I want to remove some directories from my current working directory, if I created some directories by mistake, and now if I want to remove some directories, similarly we can use rmdir. So basically this stands for remove directory, and we can remove any directory which we want. So let us remove this terminal of Linux. So simply press T and press tab, so you can get this terminal of Linux, and simply press enter. You can see that terminal of Linux is not here. It has been deleted, and you can simply delete Linux as well. So you can simply delete Linux, and this Linux will get deleted as well. So you can make directories, you can remove directories. Now how we can go in that directory? So now in our desktop, if I will run a command ls, I can see this my commands folder here. So this folder is here in my commands. Okay, so sorry, in my desktop. So I can see here listed it. Now I can change my directory to this my commands as well. And now if I will run this ls, I will see nothing because this is currently an empty folder. Okay, so let me clear my terminal again. Now if I want to create a file, I can use this touch command, with which I can create a file. So with using this touch command, we can create a file, and we have to provide a name for that file. So let us provide a name, example.txt, and as you can see we have successfully created our file because there is no error. And now if I will run my ls command, you can see this example.txt listed in here. So before we were not able to see any file or any folders in our my commands, but now we are able to see all those files. Basically there is only one file, so we can see this file now. So similarly we can use these commands to create files. So if I will open this, you can see this example.txt has been created with using this command. Okay, so we haven't used anything else. We simply used our commands to create files. So let me just align it. Okay, so you can see here example.txt has been created. Now let us move on to our next command, which will help us to rename our files. Okay, so now if I have this example.txt here, if I will say rename, okay, and which file do I want to rename? I want to rename this example.txt with, I want to rename it with it's my file. Okay, .txt, and so there is a mistake. So now let us move on to our next command, which will help us to remove a file. so far now we have created a file. Now it is our time to remove a file. So how we can remove our files is with using rm command. Okay, so this rm command basically starts for remove, and we can simply pass the name of our file, and if I will press enter, as you can see, this example.txt is now removed from this folder. And if I will use ls again, you can see nothing here. Okay, why? Because there is nothing in this folder now. So you can similarly create files like this. You can create example1.txt, then you can give a space and you can create example2.txt, and so just like that you can create multiple files. And if you want to remove some of them, you can simply use this remove command, not a function, to remove those files. So as you can see, now we have learned so far that how we can create files, how we can remove files, how we can change our directories, how we can create our directories, how we can remove our directories. Now let us clear our terminal again. Now if I want to get some help about a command, then what can I do is I can simply type that command, so mkdir, and I can press -- help. Okay, so with using this -- help, I can get the help in here. So as you can see, these are mandatory arguments. Okay, mandatory means the required arguments, and these are the arguments you can see here. Then if you need more help or more information, you can follow this link here or here. Then the usage has been written here, and what it actually does is written here. So it says create the directories if they do not already exist. So if there is already a directory named my command, so let me open my terminal again. Okay, so now I have this my commands here. So let me just ls first of all, or let me just check in which directory I am working. So I am in Vedant. Now I want to go to my desktop, so I will use my cd command and I will go to desktop. Now in our desktop I have already created my commands folder, and if I try to create this again, so if I create this again, then it says cannot create directory, this file already exists. So we can only create directories if they do not exist. We cannot create directories if they exist already. Okay, so let us clear it. Now let us learn about a new command, or let us learn about another command. So first of all, move on to this desktop. So now if I want to move back to the desktop, what I can do, back to my root folder. So currently I am in desktop, so if I want to move back to my root folder, I can simply use cd/, okay, and I can go back. And now if I will check pwd, you can see I'm simply in /, not in home as well, I'm simply in /. Now if I will use ls, you can see all those files. These files are basically, many of them are basically the files of Ubuntu operating system, or the files where Ubuntu is installed. And in here we have this home folder where we have multiple users. So if I will cd, if I will change my directory to home, so /home, and if I will run my ls command again, you can see currently there is only one user here. So now if I will change my directory to user, so simply Vedant. Okay, now let me run this ls command, and you can see I'm back in my folder. So if I want to go directly, so if I am in my desktop folder, let's say I am in my desktop folder, and now let me clear my terminal again. So now if I want to move directly to my home or to my user folder, then what I can do is I can run this cd and .. Okay, so that I can go back to my folder. And if I will run my ls or pwd, you can see that I am in my Vedant folder. So I'm not in directly in / folder, I'm not directly in root folder, I am in this folder. Okay, so just like that you can change your directories, you can play with these commands, and you can check that how you can manage your directories, how you can create directories, remove directories, and play among them. You can change, you can switch directories like that and all. So if you are in root directory, one more thing, that if you are in root directory, you can simply press ls. Okay, now in here we have this home folder, home directory, and in that we have this Vedant directory or this username. Okay, so now I know that this Vedant exists in home. Okay, and I directly want to go to this this location, then I can simply copy this. Okay, so you can simply copy it and you can simply paste it. Okay, so basically use cd command and then paste it. Now you can see I have changed my location, and now if I will use pwd, you can see that I am in this location. So you can if you have very large file structure, that if you have my commands, in that you have another folder, let's say Linux, then you have a text file, and then inside of that you have something else, and if you have to go all the way to the last folder, then you can use slashes and you can go onto that folder. So this is basically the location of where that folder exists, or of that directory basically, so where I want to move or where I want to go. So that's why this location is here. So you can change this location, or you can go to that location with using slashes. You can basically go inside a folder. So if there is a folder inside a folder, you can access it with using slash. Okay, so now let us clear this terminal again. Now it is our time to create. Basically we have learned how to create, how to delete directories. Now let us copy and move directories. Okay, so now let us check that in which directory I am currently in. Okay, so I am in my home directory. I am in my current home and my user directory. So now let me go to desktop. So I will go to desktop, and in that desktop I am going to my commands. So now I am going to my commands, and in here we have this example1.txt. Now if I want to move this example.txt to my desktop folder, then what I can do is I can use this move command. So mv, which stands for move, and I want to move this example.txt, and where I want to move it, I want to move it to /home/Vedant, and inside of that to desktop folder. Okay, so I just want to move this example.txt to my this folder. Okay, so directly on the desktop, I should see that file directly on the desktop. So for that I have used this command. So this is the name of the file, and this is the name of directories from where I want to move that file. If I will click enter, you can see this file is here. Okay, so now if I will use ls, you can see there is no data in this my commands, because we have moved our example1 from my commands to our desktop folder. Now if I want to copy this example1.txt from desktop to my commands, then what can we do? So for that we can basically use another command. Okay, so to copy we can use cp, and with using this cp command we can copy files. So first of all, let us go back to desktop. Okay, so I am in desktop now, and now I will use my cp command, and with using this cp command I will provide the name of the file. Okay, so I have cp example1.txt. so I want to copy this example1.txt to my documents, or sorry, my commands, not my documents. So how can I do that? So basically I can simply use this slash, or simply give the name my commands, because now I am in my desktop and this my command is here. And in our previous example, what happened, that we were in my commands folder and we wanted to move back, so that I have used all this path. Okay, and currently I'm not in that directly. I'm not in any directory. I'm basically on my desktop, and from that desktop I simply want to go to my commands, and for that I have used that my command. Or you can again use this type of URL as well, or the address as well, or location as well, like /home/desktop and /my commands. Okay, but this is very long location, so you shouldn't use this. Instead you can simply use this. Now let us enter it. Okay, let us copy it. So now we have successfully copied our example1 file from desktop to my commands. So now let us move on to my commands again, and in here let us run ls. So as you can see, we have this example.txt in here as well, and in our desktop as well. So let me run this again. Okay, so now in my desktop, if I will run ls, you can see this example1.txt here as well. So now this file has been copied from desktop to my commands folder. So similarly you can copy your files from one place to another. Okay, so now let us open this file, and as you can see, we currently have no content here. So now let us add a content. Let's say 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 and 10. Okay, 11 and 12 and 13 and 14 and 15. So I have these 15 numbers here. I have added these 15 numbers. So now let us save this file, and now we have saved our file on our desktop, not in our commands. Okay, so on our desktop. Okay, so now let us run this command. So this head command. So let us first of all clear our terminal to clean up all the mess. Now let us run this head command. Okay, and I will run head example1.txt, and I will simply press enter. So with using this head command, you can check the content of the file. Okay, so first 10 lines of the file. So as you can see, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. Okay, so you can check first 10 lines of the code with using first 10 lines of the text from your file, or first 10 lines of your file with using this head command. Then you have another command, tail. Okay, so with using this tail command, you can check the last characters. Okay, last 10 characters of your file. So you get from 16 to 15. So these are the last characters from your file. Then with using tac command. Okay, so with using this tac command, you get your file content reversed. You get your file content, all the file content, but in reversed order. Okay, and if you use cat command, you can see your all the content in right pattern. Okay, so just like that, you can use these commands. So cat, tac, tail and head. So basically cat and tac are basically similar commands. They will show you all the content of your files, but just this tac command will just reverse the content, and then it will show you, and this cat will simply show you all the content of your files. Now let us clear our terminal once again, and now let us basically go back to our home, or let us go back to my commands, or simply what we can do, let us run our ls command, and in here you can see example.txt file. Now we have another command which is gzip. Okay, and let us pass this example1.txt to this command. Then you can see we have this example1.txt.gz. So basically this command is used to make a zip file of or from this text file or folder. You can pass a folder name here as well, or a directory name as well. So you can create zip files with using this gzip command. And now as we have this gzip, we can also unzip it with using gunzip. Okay, so you can use gzip to zip your files, and you can use gunzip to unzip your files. So simply unzip, we will simply first of all we will simply check that which files are there. So as you can see, we have this example1.txt.gz. Now we can extract it with using gunzip, or we can unzip it with using this command, and we can simply pass this name. And now as you can see, we have this our example1.txt back again. So with these commands, you can basically play around these commands, and you can check for you can basically try, you can experiment a lot of commands, and you can also google some commands. You can search on internet for different commands, and these are some basic commands which will help you to work on Linux operating systems basically. Now let us clear our terminal once again. Now we have another command, cal, which will show you the calendar and the current date highlighted. So as you can see here, so the current date is 11 September while recording this video, as you can see. And with using this time command, you can see the time. Okay, so basically this shows the time for each user basically. So with using this date command, date. So with using this date command, you can see current date. Okay, so this is international standard time. As per international standard time, this has been shown to us. So with using these commands, you can do a lot of things. We have learned a lot of commands. Okay, so we have learned date, calculator, not calculator, calendar. So we have learned date, cal, pwd, cd, ls, mv, mkdir, remove directory, cat, rename, remove directory, touch, cp. Then we learned cp basically stands for copy. then we learned head, tail, tack, then we learned gzip and gunzip. So these are all the basic commands which we need, and there is one more command which I would like to show you, that is exit. Okay, so with using this exit command, you will simply exit your terminal. So as you can see, when I run this command, I will exit my terminal. Okay, so this is one command, and now it is our time to shut down our computer or shut down our virtual machine. So normally what we will do is we will go here and then we will click here and we can power off it from here. But no, if I want to shut down my computer in some more specific way, in some more technical way, you can say, that if I want to show off something or I want to show off my skills, then what I can do is I can use this command. Okay, so there is a command shutdown. Okay, so this is just for show off. Okay, so this is the command, and if I don't know what this command takes, or how I can shut down or how I can reboot my computer, then I can simply use help here. Okay, and as you can see, I get all these operations. So it says shut down the system. Okay, options are --help, which shows the help, then -h, which halt the machine, then -p, which is used to power off or shut down in our Windows language, then -r for reboot, -h to --power off or overridden by halt. You can read all of these, and you can search for Google if you don't understand. Okay, and this cancel is used to cancel the pending shutdown. So here we have this power off option. So you can power off your system with using this shutdown -p. Okay, so the shutdown is now scheduled at 11:06:53 international standard time. As per international standard time, 11:06:53 time is now 11:06, and in 53 seconds our system will automatically shut down. So if I want to cancel my shutdown, I can use this command which has been shown here. So I can use that command. So far we have learned a lot about Linux commands. We learned how to create directories. We learned all about creating and removing directories. We learned a lot about creating files. We learned a lot about changing directories. We learned a lot about zipping and unzipping files. We learned how we can check the content, how we can access the content of the files, and a lot. So Linux is definitely very interesting operating system in a way where you can run all the commands and all. So as you can see, our virtual machine is now shut it down, so powered off, and with using that command we simply shut down our virtual machine. With using that command we powered off our virtual machine. So just like that, you can play around with these commands. You can search for these commands on internet. You can master them, and this will really help you if you are using server side systems, and if you are using Ubuntu server somewhere, then it will help you a lot. And if you are using some systems where you are in need to use commands to copy some files or to create some files, then these commands will help you a lot, because this is the base. These are the basics of all those commands. So simply practice them well, and thank you for watching this video, guys, and I will see you in the next video.